Okay, so what I was asked, they said, what should we do first? Collect like terms. That sounds good to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3/4 x minus 2/3 equals 1 minus 1/2. That's optional, but that works nicely. Okay? Now that I'm picking on you, I don't like fractions. Can you please do something to get rid of all the fractions for me, please? Good. So everything's going to be multiplied by 12. Now, there are people in this class, and I hope they're not you, okay, that will do things like combine x's and numbers. X's and numbers don't combine. As well, they will think if I'm adding 1 minus 1/2, that's not just going to be like 0/2 or something, right? Like you have to get common denominators and all that stuff. We'll deal with that though a little bit. So everything. Yes. Thank you very much. Okay, so I multiplied all of them by 12. Wonderful. Desiree, what's 12 times 3/4 equal to, please? What's 12 times 3/4 equal to, please? Yeah, it's over. Right. All right, Karina, what's negative 12 times 2/3 going to equal, please? Okay. All right, Calvin, 12 times 1 is? That was too easy. So negative 12 times 1 is? Negative 12. That's too easy once again. Okay, for everybody that's gazing in the back, stop please, okay? I'll be stopping talking in about maybe 10 minutes, okay? So then you guys can do all your digging after that, okay? All right. Ready? Here we go. Bailey, what's 36 divided by 4, please?
I don't know. 9.
Bailey, do you go through a 99 in math? You don't know. All right, I'll do these ones so people are not doing this. Okay, so 9x minus 8x equals 12 minus 6. Do you remember the whole idea about multiplying by 12 was to get rid of the fractions? Okay, that's the whole purpose, because now we can solve this easily. Luke, take it away. What's 9x minus 8x? 1x equals 6. Great, we're done. Okay. As long as, if you did it differently, as long as you finally answered Desiree's question. Oh, no? Oh, yes. You don't have to. Okay. Okay, I got 2 people in the class, and this happened to a lot of people on their tests too. So what they did was, from here, they changed it to 9/12 x. Can I please do this? Right. Minus 8/12 x equals 2/2 minus 1/2. Is that right? Okay, we'll change the 1/12 x equals 1/2. And that's okay, that works still, okay? But you have to be able to get 6 out of it, okay? And that's the tricky part. So how do we get rid of the 1 divided by 12? Yeah, Hannah, go ahead. Good. No, that's the problem. And that's people getting into trouble. What we're going to do is we're going to divide both sides by 1/12. So x is going to be 1/2 divided by 1/12. Right, that's what it's going to be. I'm lost my mind here. How do you deal with dividing by a fraction? What do you do? Flip, invert, and multiply, okay? So this is 1/2 times 12/1, which is 12/2, which happens to be 6. Okay, so just be careful if you got mixed up, because I know a lot of people, when they did this on their test, they did the same thing and they got 1/6, or numbers like that, right? They got the numbers backwards, okay? So you just have to be accurate for things. Yeah?
Where does the 1/2 come from the second line?
Yeah? Oh, this is because I just moved this across, right? So the plus 1/2 on the left. So what they did is brought all, you don't have to do that, right? But they moved all the x to the left, all the numbers to the right. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Oh, I'm out of battery. That's not it. Okay, let's move on to B and C and D. Actually, no, D. Okay, when I have a microphone in my hand, I tend to tell jokes. Okay, so I apologize if I tell jokes when I'm like this, but that's what sort of happens. Okay, can I get a brave soul that wants to start us off here for this one? I have y plus 3x minus 2 and 4x minus 3y plus 4. That's the first thing I'm going to do here. Yeah, go ahead.
4x minus 3 bracket 3x plus 2.
Excellent. Okay, guys, just sweet talk here. This is very, thank you, Nick, and track, by the way. Okay, but for everyone else in here, it's very difficult to do this when you guys are all listening here. Even if you're listening about math, that's fine. Okay, right, but I can't do this when you guys are doing that. So, what Nick said, if you missed it, was 3 bracket 3x minus 2. So what he did was this question was already set up nicely for you because the first one's already isolated, right? So it's already set into y equals, so we're good. Emily, question or answer?
Are we gonna have an answer a question like this on the test?
Yes. This is like the gimme one. That's what this was, the gimme. So what I said, if you missed it yesterday, what I said was there's going to be 10 questions on your test. 4 are like algebra questions like this, and then 6 are going to be word problems. It's just going to be 10 questions. Okay, can I get a second volunteer to show off their algebra skills, please? Oh, goodness gracious. Alistair, go.
Okay, so it's 4x minus 5 minus 6 is 4.
I messed up there? I messed up there. This is a plus, right? So I messed up there. Right? That's a plus right there? I can't see. Which makes this a plus. Which makes this a minus. So thank you. Minus 9x. Minus 6 equals 4. Remember that the sign for the negative 3 carries through and multiplies both of them there. Okay, can somebody please be brave and neaten this up for me, please? Because now it's just algebra at this point. Noah, go ahead.
Minus 5x minus 6.
Right? You guys are all awesome at algebra here. Okay. We got a 5th volunteer to tell me what to do next. Emily, go.
Like terms?
Like terms? Okay, go ahead.
Um,
So negative 5x equals?
negative 5x equals 10.
Yeah, 10. I'm going to write it as 4 plus 6, but yeah. Great. Last step. Play along, please. We're going to go. So x equals negative 2. Now, what I'm hoping at this point, that you're close to this point anyway, is that you guys are starting to feel good about this. Like, I'm hoping that most people in this class got that so far, okay? And if you did, wonderful. Keep it up, okay? You're excellent, right? Now we have to get the y value. Can someone be brave and tell me how to get the y value? Yeah, Nick, go. Very good. So I'm going to sub that into my first equation, and he said it exactly right. You could have subbed it into here, but there's too much going on here, right? The first one is much simpler. So it's going to be 3 bracket negative 2 plus 2, which happens to be negative 6 plus 2, so y is negative 4. There will be someone in this class, let's call him Noah, sorry Noah. Okay, they'll just end the question there and they'll be incorrect. Somebody tell me how I have to finish this one. Nick, you're on fire, go ahead. Very good. So therefore the POI, or point of intersection if you like, big words, I don't, is negative 2 and negative 4. Okay, so you should do a concluding statement there for that. If the question is dealing with apples and bananas, like our next one, then please say, therefore, there are negative 2 apples and negative 4 bananas, or whatever, you know what I mean, whatever the question happens to be said. All right, how are we feeling? Maya, all is well? Yep. You're so positive for Sunday morning, that's what love it. Alyssa?
Can you look at mine?
Oh.
Does it look?
Yeah, and goodness gracious, but I didn't say it like that. Okay. Alyssa loves fractions, and that's good. What Alyssa did for hers, and I hope you can see why this is much easier to do than what you did. What Alyssa did was she made this one y equals, so that there were fractions everywhere. And then she set this equal to the other side, and then solved it all out. She still got the same answer, okay, which is fine. Okay, right, but hers just took like a huge amount of space, and there's fractions all over the place and all that, which is fine. Lovely, you're wonderful with fractions, so there's no problem. But most people like this answer better because it's much simpler. Okay, right, so that's okay. Okay, any questions on the first two? Other than that, other than the fact that some people like fractions, others don't? You guys are all so nice and polite. Oh, you're so polite. Speaking of polite, let's go on to example 3. Okay, so, whoa, goodness, I didn't even finish it. That's how important this is. 3 apples and 8 bananas. Cost $7.50. Find the cost of 1 apple and 1 banana. Okay, this question is right out of one of my tests because I just made it up myself. This is like worded the same way my questions will be worded. I need someone to be tremendously brave and tell me what the 2 unknowns are going to be for this question. Go ahead. Apples and bananas, very good. So let A equals the price of apples. If you want to use X and Y, that's fine as well. I'm going to use A and B because for apples and bananas. Okay, without that information, you are stuck in this question. Does anyone have a question where how Cassie knew that from? Well, I'll tell you how Cassie knew it from. It told me right here. Find the cost of 1 apple and 1 banana, right? That's what it told me, right? So generally the last sentence, Jessica told me that last night the textbook lied to her and didn't actually kind of lie to her. Okay, so it didn't exactly do it, but most 99% of the questions will be laid out like this, where the last sentence is going to give you exactly what you're looking for. Okay, so I'm going to read out a sentence to you that someone is going to be brave and make it an equation. 4 apples, and 3 bananas cost $4.25. Nick, go. Nick, you're impressing me so much, I can't even tell you today. So what he said is 4A, that stands for 4 apples. 3B stands for 3 bananas. And 4.25 stands for 4.25. Okay, can I get a second volunteer other than Nick? Sorry, Nick, you're out because you're kicking butt today. That's okay. Good to kick butt. Karina, can you give me the second equation, please?
3A plus 8B equals 7.
Okay. Now this is going to be a nice lead into today's lesson because this is a question where there's going to be fractions. Okay, guaranteed. All right, because there's a mess. This is a messy question. Today's lesson would have been able to do this question really, really easily. That's why this is a lead-in. Okay, this is about messy fractions for us. Okay, so what a variable, this is a tricky part. What variable are we going to isolate? Yeah, there's not really a good answer here. Nick, which one did you choose? Yeah, for this first one? Okay, that's the smallest one. That hopefully, will that give us a nice answer for 4.25, I hope?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll try that one, see how it goes. So I'm going to call this 1, and I'm going to call that 2. Okay, so can someone other than Nick isolate B from the first equation? If you don't know what isolate means, it means make B equals. Can someone please be brave? Nick, sorry, you're out. I'm sorry, okay, you're kicking butt today. Wonderful, okay? Can someone else still show me how to do isolate B? Go ahead.
For B, you put the 4A on the other side.
Yeah, good.
So B equals 5 minus 4A.
Great. What's 4.25 divided by 3? Does that work out? 1.42. Exactly.
Well, 1.41.
Here's wrong here.
I'm going to leave that as a fraction. I'm going to leave that as a fraction. Okay, as soon as you save yourself, and this doesn't just go to Mr. Solomon, not you, your dad, it can just go to anybody here. As soon as you save yourself, it's going to be huge decimals, leave it as a fraction. When I made this question up out of my head, apples had a certain price, which was a fixed price, and it wasn't like 43.2938 cents, it was something like 50 cents, hopefully, okay? So if you leave it as an exact number, you'll get that exact number. Okay, are we okay on how we isolated B? Because this is like a key skill in this unit. This is fundamentally important. So please be brave if something's not clear about how we got B. Okay, did you see why I had to leave that as a fraction? You don't have to. I'm sure we'll get a very close answer otherwise, right? Okay, but did you see why I was concerned about leaving that as a fraction? Because otherwise it would say $1.41, 1416666, which is a little messy to deal with. Okay, great. Can I get someone else that's not raised their hand today? Jenna, how you feeling? Are you feeling brave or not really?
Not really.
Okay. Someone else is feeling brave and doesn't raise their hand? Noah, go ahead. What do we do with the B now?
4.25/3
Yeah, I'm going to just call that sub 3 and 2. Wonderful. Okay, so equation 2 is going to say 3a plus 8 bracket 4.25 over 3 minus 4a over 3 equals 7.50. Look at that. This is still looking messy. This is why today's lesson would have made this nicer, okay? Because today's lesson will deal with remove all these fractions from us. Are we okay on where exactly that came from? Because this is a day to ask questions. Today, especially if you've gone on a ski trip for a week. Okay, this is the day to ask questions, or if you've been sick for 2 days. Okay, these are the days to ask questions. So try not to pick on people, okay? Okay, what do we do next? Go ahead. Yeah. What's 8 times 4.25?
34.
34 over 3 minus 32 over 3, is that right? That should be an A. What is it? 32A over 3 equals 7.50. Okay, now before you're shocked looking at this question, this will be on your test. This exact question. Okay, different numbers, okay, but something like this guaranteed. Yeah, how many question?
Were you supposed to divide now?
Yeah, you could. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm actually going to multiply. Okay, why do I look at this and I instantly want to say multiply?
Yep.
Get rid of the fractions, okay? So I'm going to times everything by 3.
Maybe not 2, 34. I'll look some more.
Right, because that's the problem, okay? So we're going to go with 9a plus 34 minus 32a equals 22.5. Someone who's a calculator confirm for me, I think that's right. Bailey, is that right?
I did this
Bailey?
Yes.
All right. Is that right? Come again? So negative 23a equals 22.5 minus 34. Negative 23a equals negative 11.5. So I'm just using algebra, that's all I'm doing here. Now, even if Bailey did this a different way, hopefully we'll still get the same answer, Bailey. It's a dream. Yeah, I'm going to ask why?
So when you multiply, it takes away the 3 on the bottom.
Yes, right on. Because basically I'm doing like 3 times 34 is whatever that is. And then if you divide it by 3, it should just equal 134, right?
If you divide it by calculator, then it multiplies the top and you divide it by
As long as you do the same thing left and right, yeah, it'll do the same thing. Okay, when I divide this by negative 23, hopefully I get 50 cents. I hope I got that.
Yep.
And maybe Nick, you probably got the same thing, even if you rounded, that's okay. As long as you get 50 cents, I'm happy. That again is the price of an apple. So price of an apple should be 50 cents. Now this is a tricky question right now. Okay, when you learn the next step tomorrow, you'll look at this question and say, haha, it's too easy, Mr. Sadler. Why don't you roll up your sleeves and give me a real question? Okay, but right now, this is like horribly difficult. Right? Luke, since you're rolling up your sleeves, can you solve for B, please? Can you solve for B, please?
I need some that in the other equation.
Yeah. Okay, so B is going to be 4.25 over 3 minus 2 over 3, which is 2.25 over 3, which is 0.75. Now, if you did this a different way, Bailey and everyone else, as long as you get the same numbers, I don't really care. Okay, I'm just doing the way you guys showed me how to do it on the board to pick B by itself. There's a million different ways. If you're erasing the whole page, you probably don't need to, as long as you got 50 and 75. Right, where that makes me happy, right? Like there's the nice thing with algebra is that there's like a million different ways to get from top to the bottom. because I chose here. I'm missing one thing still before I get 100% of this question. Therefore statement. Therefore, an apple is 50 cents and a banana is 75. I can stop the video, and you guys want me to do 13, then I'll give you your assignments. So let's do